Beautiful ghetto neighborhoods of Miami, a personal recollection. Liberty City, Overtown, Opelika, Edison. Busing was a major big deal all around the United States in the mid-70s as a minor plank of the new integration project. The idea was to bus kids from poor and ghetto schools, mostly in Negro neighborhoods, to better schools in lower middle-class, working-class neighborhoods, mostly Caucasian, like my neighborhood. The ghetto neighborhoods of South Florida are the most violent, most criminal, most sociopathic neighborhoods in the Western Hemisphere, from the 60s on until today, and see no signs of changing, including the poor neighborhoods of Sao Paulo, Brazil, where the state police go in periodically and just machine gun all the children running the streets uncared for. These are the people I went to high school with. We had race riots at my high school that caused it to close for weeks at a time. Beginning in the late 70s and continuing on till today, there has been at least one shooting on campus grounds per semester of my old high school. Race riots in general were so common in Miami in the 60s, 70s, and 80s that national news outlets never even bothered to report them to the rest of the country. I'm talking about riots that caused dozens of city blocks to burn for days at a time. I remember at least a dozen such riots when I was a kid growing up. The three main ghetto neighborhoods of Miami, and throughout South Florida especially, Fort Myers and vicinity, excuse me, make the rest of the country's violent, poor ghetto neighborhoods, Harlem, South Bronx, Bed-Stuy, Watts, and the rest of South Central LA, East St. Louis, damn it, sorry, East St. Louis, Chicago, South Side, and Cabrini Green, Camden and Newark, New Jersey, Baltimore, South Detroit, and all the rest. Looked like Kansas in The Wizard of Oz. The only two Miami riots that I can remember receiving national news coverage were the McDuffie riots of 1980 and the Lloyd Lozano Overtown riots of 1989, which only got the coverage because they actually interrupted Super Bowl 23. Thank you.